Hello, ladies. Today we're going to talk a little bit about why it's important to choose organic animal products when we are in our midlife and how some of the hormonal changes that happen can be impacted by our choice of meat. In perimenopause, actually beginning in our mid-30s, the first hormonal changes that we encounter are usually a drop in progesterone. Progesterone is an important sex hormone that regulates our menstrual cycles, the quality of our sleep, our mood, and it's also required to balance the other important hormone that we have called estrogen. So today I'm going to talk just a little bit about the interplay between these two hormones. We're going to go into this in depth in the future. Estrogen is a hormone that's not only associated with women, men also have estrogen as well, but in different quantities. Our ovaries are our main producers of estrogen. After we are postmenopausal, estrogen is produced in our adrenal glands and other tissues. Estrogen is actually a growth factor, and in a few minutes, I'll explain why this is important. It's responsible for building up the lining in our uterus. It maintains our brain power. It helps to maintain our body temperature and keeps our tissues well and hydrated. Now, our estrogen levels shift naturally throughout the course of our cycle over the month. When estrogen levels remain consistently high relative to progesterone, something develops called estrogen dominance. Estrogen dominance can wreak havoc on our long-term health, but also contribute to a lot of symptoms in perimenopause. I myself have estrogen dominance, and estrogen dominance is pretty common among women who are in perimenopause. Sometimes it may not actually cause any symptoms, but as I mentioned, it's a growth factor, and it can contribute to tissue growth in the breast and uterus. And when left unchecked, this growth factor can actually contribute to the growth of cancer. In these circumstances, the breasts and the uterus can receive too much of that growth factor and stimulation and develop cancer if it's not monitored. So, what does this have to do with organic food? There are many sources of external estrogen in our environment that are considered hormonally disruptive. And conventional red meat and poultry fall under that category. It's important for us to consider our food choices, especially here in midlife, because many of the conventionally raised meat products and dairy products today are actually filled with hormones that are intended to help the animals grow bigger and produce more. These hormones are comprised of both natural and synthetic estrogens. And this exogenous estrogen that we consume can actually store in our own tissues and increase our own levels of estrogen. In order to reduce our consumption of excess estrogens from our food sources, it is recommended to either shop local or organic and to eat grass-fed, grass-finished meats.